So this question is a simplify question. Any question that is between 1 and 3 lines long and contains an expression, which is what we have here and here, is a simplified question. So when I read this question, it says, which expression represents the product of, so I'm going to start writing this down. So I have x to the negative 6, y to the third, z to the 5. And I know I'm doing a product, so I'm multiplying by this next expression, which is x to the 4, z to the 5, plus y to the 8, z to the negative 7. So how do I find the product? Well, let's not lose track of the plus sign here in the second set of parentheses. So I'm taking all of this and multiplying by the first term in the second parentheses, and then taking all of that and multiplying by the second term in the second set of parentheses. So let's try it. So the first terms by each other, I have x, let me just use some different colors. So I have x to the negative 6 times x to the 4th. I will add those exponents together and end up with a x to the negative 2nd. I then have y to the 3rd, but there isn't a y value here, so that y to the 3rd is going to remain just y to the 3rd. And then I have a z to the 5, or z to the 5th power. It's going to get multiplied by the z to the 5th power here. I add those exponents, and I have a z to the 10th power. So that's my first step to this. And I'm going to use that to narrow down my answer. I'm not going to continue. I'm going to use that to say, okay, that means that choice A cannot be correct, choice B cannot be correct, but choices C and D could both be correct, right? They both have this x to the negative 2nd power, y cubed z10. Next for me is to take, again, all of that first term multiplied now by the second term over here. So in this case, back to red, I have an x to the negative 6. I do not have an x in my second term, so that's going to remain x negative 6. I have that y to the 3rd here. I also have a y to the 8th here. So y to the 3rd times y to the 8th, I add those exponents, and I have a y to the 11th. And lastly, I have a z to the positive 5 here. That's getting multiplied by the z to the negative 7 there. I add those exponents, and I have a z to the negative 2nd power. So now I'm finished. Looking at my answer choices, I can see that choice C is also not correct because this does not match with what I have on the right-hand side here. While choice D, it does match for both sides. So choice D is the correct answer here.